Hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to my channel. So I have clearly just showered and I was about to go edit my vlog that I'm putting up this week, and I realized that I probably did not film an intro clip because my plan was to just be updating all of the books that I read throughout the month that did not make it into other vlogs. So here is me introducing what this video is, even though it's basically just going to be my updates on the 5th season, because I was reading that with Rana throughout the month as a buddy read, and then I was going to hopefully add some books at the very last week of the month, but that did not happen. I have only read about 30 pages of TJ Klune's Into This River We Drown, where this clip came from. By the time I'm done with this book, I'm gonna need to send TJ Klune a bill for my therapy because I'm only on page 28 and I don't think I've stopped crying since page 5. But I have not read any further or any other books since that. So this is just me showing you what I read with the 5th season, and other than that, I kind of ran out of time. I did go to a 90s themed prom dance night thing with a couple of my friends, and that's why you can see some dresses up there that look like they're straight out of the 90s because I went Goodwill shopping with my friends. It was really fun. We were fully vaccinated, and the people in the club, a lot of them were wearing masks, and it felt very safe. So we had a really fun time that night, but other than that, I have not done much of anything that I have any footage for. So this is going to be a very short vlog. So here is what I thought about the first parts of the 5th season, and I will tell you how I felt about the end once you see those. I'm sorry, this is a mess. I don't know what's happening. I hit 25% of the 5th season and I'm still just as confused as I was in the first few chapters when I filmed that previous clip, but I feel like I'm vaguely starting to understand it bit by bit. But I haven't read fantasy in a long time, and I haven't read anything like this densely fantasy. Everything I've read has mostly been YA fantasy, and so there's a lot of terms and things that are made up in this story that I am not looking at the glossary for. I am listening along to the audiobooks, so things are like being pronounced to me, and I don't want to pause every time there's a word or something that's in this that's unique to the story and then go and look it up, which I might need to at certain points because I'm already starting to forget what's what and who's who. So I'm enjoying it. It seems pretty intense, and I feel like it's gonna get even more intense in certain parts. And there's already been some things that have made me a little like sick to my stomach just thinking about it happening. And there's just a lot of adult themes that are not really prevalent in young adult fantasy stories. So it's kind of like getting used to all of those elements that I am not used to in the reading that I have been doing recently. So I am adjusting to this, and the writing style is way different than anything I've ever read. Some of the chapters are in a second person point of view, and then the ones that are not in second person point of view are written just in a style that I haven't been introduced to before in any of the books that I've read. Again, I haven't been reading as much fantasy in this past year or so that I've been reading again, so it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but I do think I like it. I think I'm prepared for the things that are going to happen. I'm also really interested in some of the certain storylines that are popping up in this, and I'm already starting to not trust certain people and stuff, so I think it's good. I will be taking it slow though. Me and Rana are going to be checking in at like 25% each week, so I hope that helps with understanding of it, where I'm taking it slow and I can really think on it and ask Rana any questions because I think she understands this a little bit better than I do. But I am enjoying it. I guess I will check in when I pick it up next. I am currently in the middle of the Enneagram readathon, so I need to read books for that, but I'm not going to talk about those in this vlog. So I guess the next clip will be when I hit maybe 50%. Hi, so I have made it to the halfway mark of the 5th season. My second bookmark is telling me where I need to get to by next Sunday. So I am still pretty confused with what's going on, and I am buddy reading this with Rana, and she told me that she heard that it's pretty confusing until the end, and that's when everything kind of comes together. But I am liking it. I've had to Google some scenery stuff because I didn't know what the obelisks were supposed to look like. They kept talking about obelisk in the sky, and I didn't understand what that meant. And I might look up a few other things to be able to visualize this better, because I'm not very good at visualizing news stories that have different words and descriptions than what I'm used to. I don't read a lot of science fiction, and I don't read a lot of fantasy stories that are more complex either, so I am really struggling with visualizing what's going on. But I am liking it. I'm liking the different storylines that are happening in this. I do have a favorite so far, but I think that's because one of them is the most prevalent right now. Her name's Cyanite, and she's an origin, which is one of the magical people who can like control, I don't know if they can control rocks and the earth, and I don't know, they're like in tune with the earth, and I want to say all of the elements and stuff within it, all the rocks and whatnot. But she's trying to I feel like I would do a very terrible job trying to explain what she is aiming for, but I think she's trying to earn a ranking so that she has more freedom in her life and her choices and what she gets to do and where she gets to be in her career, which I could be totally messing all of this description up, but she is often the character that we're following, at least in the 25% that I just read, and I do enjoy her storyline. I think she's very interesting. She's just kind of an angry person, and she's very frustrated with the mentor that she has to follow, because she also has to try and make a baby with him because she is obligated to, because of the society that she lives in. I don't know. It's very interesting. There's also another character who is a younger girl. Her name's Demaya, and she had recently found out that she is an origin, and they are kind of looked down on in society because they're viewed as very dangerous. But now she's in training to become probably what Cyanite is, that career path. I don't really know how to explain it because I am still pretty confused with some of the terminology and stuff that's going on in this. And then we have Esun, who is a mother who lost her child at the very beginning of this book, and she believes that her husband has killed him, and she is set off to go find her husband so that she can tear him to pieces. And she also wants to get her daughter back because husband did kidnap daughter. So we're following her, but she is like so entangled in her grief that she doesn't even narrate herself as her own person. She's kind of just pretending to be out of body, trying to not feel any emotion. She's just kind of shut that side of herself down just so she can survive. So all of her chapters are written in second person point of view. So it's saying, you do this, you get water, you see this person. And it's pretty interesting just to read a character who's going through grief and see how dissociated she is from her own self, because she is unwilling to delve into her own grief. So it's very, very interesting. So I am enjoying it. I am still very confused, and I guess I will let you know how I'm feeling when I get to a 75%, which will probably be in about a week. Okay, me again. So if I remember correctly, because I have not looked at these clips yet, I left off at 50%, and then I went on to finish the last half in one sitting because I really, really, really enjoyed this. The writing style was way different than anything I have ever read before, and it took a little while to get used to, and I still can't say that I fully understand what happened in this book, especially the very last chapter that left me super confused. But I love this. I was talking to Rana and I told her that I'm giving this a 5-star, maybe not because of the way I felt about it and how much I liked it, but because it was one of those books that just blew my mind. I had no idea what to expect out of this one, and then towards the end, when a lot of reveals come about, my mind was blown. I did not expect any of that at all, and I've read reviews that people figured out that twist at the end, but I never did. I never saw it coming one bit. I believe that without giving spoilers, I was about a page away from when the reveal happened, and I went, this would be really cool if this reveal happened, and then the next page it did. So it took me until the very last minute to figure out the twist in this one, but it was so good. It made me sob at the end. And I know Jessie from the Bookish Mom has talked about how much this book made her cry, but I did not expect to. I didn't cry at the very beginning, I didn't cry anywhere throughout the middle, and then we got to the second to last chapter and my heart hurt. But then the last chapter, I was uncontrollably sobbing. It took me probably about an hour afterwards to calm myself down because I felt so emotional over something that happens at the end. It's very tragic at the end and it hit me so hard. But I love this book. It was so good. I don't own the second or third book yet, and I might not be able to buy them for a little while, but I do definitely plan on figuring out what happened. It ends on a cliffhanger. I need to know where this is going. I need to figure out some of the pieces that I had not been able to figure out. But yeah, this was a really great sci-fi fantasy-ish story, and I don't know how else to explain this one besides it's just a book you need to go in probably knowing nothing about, because it's a really fun journey to follow. So I feel like I was so vague about what this is about, but I don't even have the words to describe what it is. It's just, it's a good time. It is worth the hype, in my opinion. So yeah, that is all that I have for this video. I hope that it's really short and a nice easy one to watch, but if you can see, I have this entire shelf over here plus about 4 other books that aren't on the shelf that I need to read in September. So it's likely that I will be having a lot of reading vlogs coming out throughout the month of September. So if you would like to see any of those and updates on what I'm reading, please subscribe. And if you have read 5th season or would like to read 5th season, if there's a rock emoji, I think there's like that Stonehenge emoji, or no, what is it? It looks like the face. That's not Stonehenge, obviously, because it has a face. What is that called? I have no idea. I'll put the emoji here. If you would like to read this or have read this, put that emoji in the comments. All right, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.